All right, welcome back everybody to Let's Paint TV. I am your host here, your hostess, Cupcakes, your friend in despair, your friendship forevermost, here with this program. All right, welcome back everybody, another day. On this program, I was going to say something else, and of course I'm holding back. I'm holding back with you guys. That's only because we've only begun, and as such, we are forever slow to the draw. Rusty would be another factor. Slow on the verbiage, slow with the thinking, the eye hand, the voice, the linguistic, but it's perking up. It's starting to percolate, and we are grateful that you are here with us here this morning, this afternoon, wherever you are in this lovely world that we live in. At least it can be lovely. For a lot of us, it's not, and that is always an issue that we must tackle. But we're here to try to make it better for us all if we can. If we can be on the side of making it better, then all the power to you. I know it's hard to ever get there. It's sometimes frustrating, and sometimes we have to make decisions that are not beneficial to us all, but only to a few. A.e. we're siding with our friends and family as opposed to our foes, our enemies, which is of course I guess that's something to ponder that. Why would we do that? Why wouldn't we placate our foes? Let's placate our foes, guys, will we? It's a stretch of the imagination. I don't know. It's a thought, though. Nothing wrong with thoughts. Nothing wrong with the thoughts. Okay, guys, we're gonna kind of supercharge our existence here and get right into the painting. You can see we got a large canvas here. Wow, look how big that is. And we're gonna start painting that soon. Once I get my coffee ingested into my solar plex, my lower quadrants, that will then percolate my osmosis, my brain cells, my percolation factor will kick into overdrive. So hopefully, here's to you with a cup of coffee. Hopefully that will do the job. It may not. It may not. Now we're going to be working on someone have become a chat room in the chat room? Okay, Cox Boy is here. Good to see you, Cox Boy. Anyway, we're going to be working on the back to the fast food paintings here. So we're going to do a big old poster here today of a Batman. We're going to do this. So stick around, guys. I did a little sketch. So we're going to go work. We're going to go from, and this is how detailed my sketch is. It's pretty meaningless. It's pretty worthless in a sense. And basically, it says it's meaningless. It's worthless. In the context. Well, whatever. It's really the eye of the beholder, isn't it? Isn't it that how it comes down to? Anyway, this is my little sketch, and we're going to put this big time here any moment now. Any moment now. Once I finish this cup of coffee and get some gloves on. Okay, you're watching Let's Paint TV. You can call in the program 818-528-4516, 818-528-4516, or you can just hang out and watch the show, watch the program as it unfolds. As it Ben Folds 5. Are they still around? They're probably doing county fairs and casinos, Indian casinos, Ben Folds 5. That's interesting how that works. Do you think one day maybe a group like Beyonce, or she's not a group, but a star like that would be doing like Indian casinos? Well, I guess she does, doesn't she? Actually, or she and a lot of those people like J-Lo did sang for like the Liberian president. No, not Liberia, Liberia, Libya. Two places, by the way, Libya and Liberia, that are probably they're probably on the unsafe list to go to for really for anyone in this entire world, but particularly for a U.S. citizen of sorts. Okay, yes, we're gonna do a Taco Batman, guys. Isn't that exciting? But I guess the question would be, and we'll put that out there. Do you foresee Beyonce playing at a county fair, sort of like you might see people who were popular in the 50s and 60s and 70s and 80s and 90s, and maybe even last year, play at local county fairs around the land or at Indian casinos? Will Beyonce fall that low ultimately, or can she sustain her star power, such as someone like Cher or Barbra Streisand? I suspect that she could. I think I don't think you'll see her, be sort of like the Four Tops playing at Chumash Indian Casino. But I don't know. We shall see. Time will tell. Time will tell where one goes. I don't. You know where I'm going. Nowhere. We ain't going nowhere. We're here every day, guys. Monday through Friday, 11 to 12 noon. Nothing special about what we do. Maybe one day we'll get all jazzed up. Jimbo Collins with you all. But it's not going to happen today. Or tomorrow. Or actually, really anytime soon. So if you want to keep watching this program, it's right here. You're watching it. We're watching it live. Monday through Friday, 11 to 12 noon. All right. I'm working on my coffee here, guys. And we're almost there. Getting ready to paint a Batman taco. Getting our fast food burgers up and ready. Making some signs. We have a big show. 3-person show. 3-person show. The other 2 artists are very, very... I know one of them. And in the art world, I would say he's much more successful than what I am in terms of being in shows and being in various events and stuff. So that's good. So it's a good show. And then the other person is also, looks like they did pretty. What? Is there a problem? Just a second. All right, sorry about that. But anyway, in the meantime, I was able to finish my coffee. And let's get on with it, if we can. I don't know if I want to now that just been told. I've just been told actually, I haven't been told anything. I was just kidding. I was just trying to spark some kind of interest here, but there's really nothing here. Okay, 818-528-4516. Let's get into the painting here, guys, if we can, or not. We don't have to. We don't have to paint. Lord knows I paint enough as it is, right? But I like painting, and I have. It's good. You know what? I'll tell you what. It is. What's the beauty about painting? Okay, I need to get some gloves. Just a second. Okay, so the beauty about painting is yes, it can suck. It can be annoying, frustrating, all those factors. But also it clearly though, if you're involved in it, you do learn. You don't. It's not so much learn. You discover how wonderful it is and how much enjoyment you get from it. But I think a lot of times the problem is not knowing what to paint or being excited about painting anything in particular. What am I going to paint? What will make me excited about painting today? What is going to get me going? Otherwise, am I just going to be painting the same thing, which in many cases can become the case. Painting the same thing, and you get kind of inundated or overwhelmed, and you go, oh God, I don't know. This doesn't have any. So it's nice to have maybe a project or a series of things to work with, and so that's why I'm kind of looking forward to getting some paint on this canvas here. A Batman taco, guys, a large Batman taco, not just a small one, but a large one. So let's kind of get some paint down here and get it started. Kind of map it out a little bit. I kind of got my initial idea here. So this will serve as my initial foray. Okay, so there's the big old taco. Okay. And we're just going to kind of put the stuff in here. Just put the Batman guy in there. Okay. Already I see structural problems. Don't worry too much about it, because we can clean it up. We can fix it as we go. Okay. Anyway, so keep that in mind if you can. And no, it's hard to think about that. But I think the issue here for most of us is we just are afraid to get started. We're just too tentative with the movement of the paint, because we are trying too hard. When a lot of times you're better off, in many cases, just going through the motions. Go through the motions as opposed to thinking too much about it, I think. So anyway, let's go with the motions here. Float our boat. Whatever floats your boat, go with it. And if you need to think about it, and if you need to do the polar opposite of what we're doing here, that is fine and dandy. I tell you, there's nothing wrong with that too. All right, so I moved on to a bigger brush. I think that's going to be better. Now, this is on cardboard. I gessoed the cardboard, and I'm happy with the gessoed cardboard. What's wonderful is that it's basically a free product. The gesso cost me, whatever the cost for a gallon of gesso. That's a gallon of gesso is about what, $15, $20, and you can paint. I put about 3 coats on the front, and then the cardboard kind of shrivels up if you don't put a little bit of gesso on the back. So I put a coat of gesso on that back too. But it's a neat surface to work with. I like it. I like it a lot. So I've been doing a lot with that. Anyway, so here's our initial step with the taco, and the taco is kind of prominent there. And then we're going to move on to the Batman guy in a few seconds here. Okay, so let's. Here we go. Let's go ahead and put the back end of the shell of the taco. Okay, there you go. Now, kind of used up all my big brush abilities, and let's move on to our smaller brush. Mid-sized brush, I guess, would be more or less what it is. 818-528-4516. You're watching Let's Paint TV. Seen and heard every day here. Oh, I lost my that's fine. I'll just leave it on the floor. Seen and heard every day here on letspainttv.com or YouTube Live. I don't know how you find me, but you can. It's not a clean, slick surface that I'm used to. It's not an easy access point, but we are here somehow. And I'm not really sure why I am here. I still question that. But it does, at the very least, it does produce, I am producing something. And I like making stuff. I like making objects as much as it's not necessarily necessary. The waste of making something, we've talked about this many times. It's not imperative. It's not important that we do make things. We can still be creative without keep that in mind. You can still be creative without making objects. I'm hip to that jazz. I'm hip to that jive. You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, I still like making things, and I still buy into, I guess. Got a couple of shares of the idea. If there were a way to buy shares, I would be buying shares of the idea that painting, the saying of painting is dead. I'm okay with that. I can handle it, and yet doesn't stop me from painting. See, keep that. Remember that there's a freedom in that, knowing that something is dead and unappreciative. There's nothing wrong with still practicing whatever that is. It doesn't have to be just put down the paintbrush kind of thing and stop. I'm not going to do that. Okay, so here's the legs. I don't really have a reference here for Batman. I just kind of going by what I know him as, and that sometimes is. I think he has some boots. Let's put him some boots. Give him some boots here. And give him another boot over here. We're kind of blocking in, as we've many times mentioned here. And he's got the utility belt. I know that. So let's put the utility belt on here. Boom, 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 boom. Now this kind of painting, like I said, is exciting for me, because I found something that I like in a sense that makes me want to paint. Now that is the trick many times, guys, is finding something that makes you want to paint, because otherwise you're not going to want to paint. You're not going to be happy painting, because painting ultimately can suck. So if you're not happy about painting a particular thing, whatever you're trying to paint, you're not going to be inspired. All right, and so to me, this is fun. I'm having fun. I like the results. Of course, I've done this already a handful of times on a small scale, so this is fun to do it on a larger scale. And again, we're doing this for a show in San Diego. The opening is next Saturday night at Space for Art in San Diego. Okay, so let's give him some muscles and all. There's his kind of jock strap area, or pelvic. His junk, that's his junk right there, as they call it. I don't know, a penis kind of, I don't know. He's wearing his tights. And it's, okay, so, and then there's the utility belt. Now I need to kind of blue it out more and give him his mouth, give him some mouth, and soften the chest area and give it a little more blue as opposed to the black. 818-528-4516. We're painting a little Batman taco. Batman taco here, guys, on the Let's Paint TV program. Okay, so there's he got some muscles there, okay? And now another thing too, guys, I never was interested in, say, Batman really, or any of these kind of superheroes. And so to me, it's just kind of fun to kind of immerse myself in something that I could care less about. I don't have any, I owe any allegiance to Batman or Spider, any of these guys. I could care. I think they're, kind of just sort of a stupid premise in some ways. So, but they make for fun fodder. There's this fodder, fuel for the fire to have fun with. And so a lot of times there's something fun about it, and I like the fun. I think I like the fun as much as anything else. Okay, there's that little emblem I think they have at the top, and I'm going to give them some yellow on that. But I think it's just an excuse, painting something like this. And we can all kind of identify, we all kind of know who this guy is, Batman. We know, we're aware, we're familiar with him. And I guess that makes it easy in sense. I don't even know what that thing is in the inside. I guess it's a bat, isn't it? It's a bat, okay. So, but I'm just gonna, the suggestion, guys. Now he's got the little six-pack going there. Give him a little six-pack. There you go. And the muscles. Okay, we got his face going on there. Give him some gloves. We got to put some lettuce in there. I'm going to be short on blue, so I have to pull out some blue here. Work the boots again. I'm assuming he has boots. I could be wrong. I'm almost certain he does. Okay, and then there's the utility belt. Okay, we're about ready to get on with the lettuce part of the program. Let us show you the correct way to make a Batman taco. Lettuce. No, I meant lettuce. Pelvic junk, says Coxboy. Okay, let's get the lettuce in here. Let's be friends. Lettuce. And we're just kind of put it here and there, willy-nilly sometimes. Sometimes that is one of your better moves in the painting process, guys. I know it's hard to sometimes, again, to handle it, but willy-nilly and filling up areas of color that are going to be of that color without much effort in terms of the freedom of the paint of flying right and left can be your can be your best friend. You can get good results that way. Also, you can be overwhelmed, I know. But that's the case no matter what with painting, is being overwhelmed. So don't, whatever route you take is fun. Just keep going. Keep going. Coxboy says, that is splendid. Let's get a little close-up of that here. The face is a little wrong. I'm gonna make the face a little smaller, I think. There's some, like, tomatoes. Put some tomatoes on there. I'm gonna have to refuel. The paint is well, it's just a little muddy. Potentially my palette, though I could probably do a better job cleaning it up, and I'm not really. And I'm just kind of still powering through with what I got for the time being, you know. Okay, let's reconnect with the taco shell. Reinforce, realign, give that a little bit of extra mojo, guys. There you go. Solidify, maybe, but maybe not too much. Who knows? How far you go, it's up to you. Maybe if you go too far, you'll notice it, or you're aware of it, but you don't know until you do it. You won't know until after you made it sometime. Now maybe you can have it all figured out. Maybe that's how your procedure works. A lot of procedures are necessary to have it all figured out. I've mentioned a lot of times when people have to make a painting, but it's a gigantic painting, and you have to grid it out, and it's a mural. Ultimately, it's on a gigantic building. You're going to have some procedural planning. Usually, I rarely do you see a gigantic mural that was just willy-nilly attacked. But I think the mistake, and I pointed this out many times, the mistake on painting for painters who have spent a lot of time painting murals is they forget about the freedom. They don't have that freedom. They approach these painting, easel painting, if you will, the same way, which is hard. You can't avoid it because that's who you are, and that's what you've been doing all your life. You're not going to be able to change it up, but you would benefit if you did change it up a little bit. I recommend throwing away the structural process. And realize, but just be aware, I guess, is what I would point out. Be aware that a mural painting that is gigantic is gonna, it's different. It can be. I guess it doesn't have to be, but you don't have to suffer as much. You might want to free yourself up a little bit. Is all I'm pointing out. You can take my advice or not. I understand. You can. Write me off as an idiot. I'm fine with that. That's my job, is to just point things out that I feel is the case. That's what I'm doing here. I don't got no support. No one cares about me. I'm just doing my little look. There's 4 people watching. But it's good. It's good to put your stuff out there, and if it doesn't stick, if no one cares, then pack it up and quit. No, don't do that, guys. Don't look. I'm living evidence that that's not what you're supposed to do. I'm living proof that you don't quit, particularly if you like what you're doing. If you like what you're doing, don't let people's non-interest stop you. Because that's what we tend to do. We tend to stop because no one cares. We tend to stop because no one likes it. When you should just worry about you liking it yourself. Okay, back to the painting. I need to put some red down, and I'm kind of done with the freedom, you know, the guy, Batman. And I'm going to go ahead and put some lettering here next. It's really the next step, isn't it? 818-528-4516. You're watching a rerun. Actually, no, it's not a rerun. We are watching this live. Maybe. Though you may actually be watching it as a rerun. But we are live. Okay, and you could call 818-528-4516 or Skype us. What's that, Cox boy? I write you on what? Write you on as a genius. Oh, well, thank you, genius. I mean, I'm the, no, I don't. Now, I'm just a person. I'm just a regular Joe. That's all I am, my friend. But I'll take that as a compliment, is what I could best say for you, for now. But other than that, I wouldn't. Okay, my head's not that big to think that. That's for sure. I'm just struggling, guys. Okay. As Dolly Parton says, I'm still trying hard to do stuff. You know, Dolly Parton. I like quoting Dolly. You know, if you're going to quote somebody, I think quoting Dolly Parton is a good one to go to. Okay, so taco. I'm using red here for the lettering. I don't know if that's the right coloring, but whatever. It's obvious it's a taco, I know. But these are ads. I'm treating these as posters as opposed to paintings. And that's a fun thing too, is you got to sometimes trick yourself, or one could trick themselves when they're painting something, and not have to think, oh, taco, it's an O there. Not have to think that it is this painting. You know, a lot of the best stuff is when you freed yourself from a lot of the constraints of the establishment of what painting is. The establishment, you know, when you go into a museum and you see those old paintings, it makes you think that all the artwork that was ever made back in those days, where it's all these easel paintings on canvas and the likes, and it makes you think that people back in those days, all they could ever do and all they were ever allowed to do was paint on these canvases. You know, and it's just sad to think that there was, you know, we don't have any other evidence from those times of other stuff that was done. Now, I guess that's a preservation thing, that maybe there were some interesting things, but they were done on, you know, piss poor materials, sort of like what I'm doing here on cardboard. But actually, this is gessoed cardboard, so I would like to think that this would be able to be preserved, as opposed to if it was just on raw cardboard. Okay, I'm going to put my little logo down here. A little self-portrait. Okay, so now let's go up to the top and go. I got to put Batman. Okay, Batman here. Batman. Might be running out of room. Okay, well, that is, wow, we kind of just did it. Kind of knocked that one out pretty quick in a sense. Not much more we need to do to it except for fine tune it, I guess, which I guess that would be the idea, wouldn't it? But that's, we put, in a sense, we blocked in now. I put in all my elements. Which I'm always, I guess that's how I approach painting. Is put the paints, put the stuff down. Where you see it, where you think it should be. Now, maybe I want to fix that, the lettering. Maybe I'm not happy. I'm not happy with the Batman. Really interacting too much with the picture of the Batman taco. So let's, for all intents and purposes, let's wipe that off. I'm okay with the rest of the lettering. I'm just going to do Batman again. And this is going to be a problem here because I'm wiping away now. And it's red. This is you know what I mean? This is like a lot of stuff here. But I think, we'll sometimes this gets more in depth. New developments happen from this so-called mistake or correction, if you will, and one can benefit from that as opposed to feeling like, oh, I failed, I'm a loser, I suck. It's not. There's a way around it. You can make it sing a better song. Frankly, it could sing a lot better than what your first approach was, and that's what a lot of times people don't understand in painting, and that's what I don't like seeing. Now, this is my own personal take, but I don't like seeing paintings that have it all figured out. I'm really not interested in ever seeing a painting that when you see it all like a technical marvel painting, that part sucks. I'm telling you, that is the most uninteresting part of painting for me. I want to see mistakes, and I don't want to see like just, I guess it's questionable what is a mistake though. But I rather see the mistakes. I want to see some battle. I want to see a battle. I want to see something going on. I don't want to see it all figured out, is what I'm trying to say. So having to correct something ain't a bad move. You might feel like you've got a setback. I maybe that's how I feel. Maybe also I'm like, man, I could have just done it right. And then I could have moved on, and I would have been free to do another painting. No, I got bogged down. I'm bogged down now, but that's okay. That's all right that you're bogged down. It's all right. It's part of the discovery process in painting to be bogged down, to kind of wonder and second guess. It's part of the equation potentially. That's a way to look at it. It's a way to go about doing it. Maybe you don't want to, because it is painful potentially. The second guessing, the knocking it back and reworking. It's painful. It could be. And so maybe you want to look for a better route, a route that is effortless. Good luck on that. But if you figured it out, let me know. All right. You could figure it out. There are tricks. There are ways. There's shortcuts. But again, I've stated this before, and I'll state it again. Those shortcuts can be they could be foreshortening. No, they could be debilitating, I suppose, to the end result. They could be lackluster, ultimately, is what I'm pointing out. it's lackluster. The perfectionism, without any real heart. There's no heart in perfectionism. There's no heart. There's no discovery in perfectionism, because it's all safe. It's all planned out. It's already been figured out. Where is the discovery? Okay, back to the painting here. So I'm trying to carefully wipe away as much of this red, and I discovered something here in this process, and I'm going to try to get rid of some of the white, some of the red in this, and try to blend it in with the rest of the painting, the background, which may or may not work. But I'm going to let it be the case for now. I'm going to let it be who it is, even if it is wrong or a mistake. Okay, that's all right. Sometimes these mistakes are just really a part of the final piece. You know, they can become part of the participle. So my new move here is to paint Batman in there in a fun way. So what I'm going to basically do is spell out Batman, maybe with the Batman colors, with the yellow and then the black. See what I'm saying? Inside that element. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to put black. Spell out Batman first of all, and then I'll come back in with the yellow. Okay, so now this time I'm going to go Batman, and then I'll come back over with some yellow. It's kind of like the colors of Batman, you know what I'm saying? And this, I propose, gives it a little more in depth. It gives it a little more life, as opposed to just going with what we originally had. This is clearly going a little bit above and beyond, which is good. It could be not. Fear not, or be aware, because there could be another situation where things get overworked. Okay, so now what I'm going to come in is I got to pull out some more yellow. I got some yellow hiding out here, just running out of this yellow. I got another tube hiding out somewhere. But this amount of yellow should be fine. So now I'm going to take my white and the brush that has mostly white on it, and I'm going to come back in. Now, I probably should have painted this yellow for the whole thing yellow, but I didn't. And I regret it. I regret that. I regret not doing that. But and maybe I'm, you know, it's just going to be screwed up because I did. Whatever. Don't carry on, my friends. Carry on. Anaba. Carry on, Anaba. Dancing with the Stars. 6. Okay, this is going to be okay. So you see how I wiped away that red for the most part. So it's not really intermixing with the yellow, at least as far as I can tell, or for the most part. And even if it does mix, hey, so what? So what? After all, it's a silly tongue-in-cheek kind of painting in a sense. And maybe that's problematic, right? That's problematic. Oh, well, you're just making a stupid painting, a joke. This is like a joke painting, right? I guess so. I guess there's sort of a joke behind it, isn't there? And be as such, then there can't be anything really good in it. You can't have really any kind of good painting properties in the process of what you're just doing here, could you? You know, those are fighting words. No, those are valid points, I guess. But again, we're here not to make a masterpiece. We're not here to make great sports talk radio. We're not here to, do greatness. We're here to just survive and to hack away and to try our best. And if our best is not good enough, so be it. So there is depth now. I've created some depth, which is kind of nice, I believe. I believe so. I'm relatively happy with the piece for now. I maybe need to redo some more with the lettering, the rest of the lettering, and maybe clean up my mess down here. I got a mess down below. Let's see, Pontiac Bandit. Batman's face says that he knows he's going to be eaten. LOL. LOL. Pontiac says he came here for the Batman tacos. Well, that's great. We make excellent Batman tacos, Pontiac. I'm just going to, I guess, fine-tune the lettering some more. Huh? And clean up the mess on aisle 5. Now, that's a question. Now, these are always questionable moves, too. The cleaning up of some of the areas, which sometimes you want to leave. One might want to leave those areas alone. And in my case here today, I think I'm making a decision to not do that, or at least certain areas I'm not going to do that. Certain areas I think I should basically wipe away the blobs and the drips, at least some of them. At least that is my thought at the moment. So I guess we're going to be doing some more fine-tuning, ultimately, is what we're in the process of right now. I'm going to leave that little sketch in the back, maybe, because it's kind of neat. Somehow, I made making the decision to leave some of it around, alive, alone. Let's get some more paint thinner down here. As you can see, we're getting bogged down with the process of painting, and yet there's nothing wrong with it. It's the part of the beauty of the fun, potential fun. Though it can be frustrating. I'm not going to deny the frustration factor that ensues at times that we encounter with painting, and that's just a. Doesn't have to be that way. There's formulas or approaches to make that less of a pain in the ass, less frustrating. And I tell you, my approach to that is to be more open to the problems, to the mistakes, as much as anything else. And sometimes let those mistakes be part of the painting, or be open to that idea. And a lot of the problems can be resolved by the acceptance potential. However, there's still you still have to question, well, what do you leave in, what do you leave out, potentially, in a painting, I guess. Or one might still wrap their heads, and I think it's a lot of times it's all about, for a lot of us, to somehow to prove how smart we are. I think that's my constant beef, and why wouldn't we? Why wouldn't we try to do that in a contemporary sense, intellectual? To try to so that way, by doing that, we are proving to everyone how important we are to society and the likes. But I think we can overthink things at times, and as such we lose our real really what we're trying to do, and then we lose interest. We give up. But not all of us. Some of us succeed by being extra smart and clever with everything that we do. But I think that can stop you. Anything can stop you. So don't let me scare you, or make you think that there's only one way of doing it, and whatever way it is doing it for you, just keep doing it that way. You know what I mean? A lot of times, what someone tells you today, you're not able to receive it. I'm not able to, if I was seeing myself, guys, when I was, say, 20 years old, or even 10 years ago, potentially, I don't know how I would respond to what I'm trying, what I've been saying or what I do say, because you're not able to receive, you're not able to appreciate or understand. Not that it's the right kind of need to, you're not the right understanding anyway. A lot of the stuff I say, guys, gals, whoever's watching, is potentially bullshit. You know what I mean? There is a bullshit factor here, but deep down, it is not. At least deep down, I don't think it is. Deep down, I really am getting to the cusp of what I think is what it is. But I do sometimes pull your leg. I gotta admit, but not today, and more times than not, I'm not. But then again, I guess I could be. All right, so a big brush, but I'm not. I'm using that small brush. Problem. When you find yourself going through a large area with a little brush, try to catch yourself and say, man, I'm using that stupid little brush here, and I got to go back to that big brush. So there you go, big brush, guys, if you can. Maybe that's not what you're looking for again, but it's a personal journey, guys. You're creating a world and the likes. It's all personal. It's a personal thing. It's a personal movement, just like your life, obviously. So just take it easy if you feel like you're being overwhelmed by all the aspects that you seem to encounter, particularly in the creative realm. Maybe you need to go slower with whatever you're trying to do. Slow down. I found that I benefit by speeding up. I remember a gallery owner once said, "Don't you do anything else besides paint?" And I'm like, "No, that's what I do. I paint." And she's like, "Oh, shouldn't you be like doing sailing? Shouldn't you go sailing or get in a bowling league?" She didn't say that, but I got reference to that's what she was trying to say. Like, why are you painting all the time? Well, that's what I like doing. I like painting. You do what you got to do. You have your own personal, and when people question what you're trying to do, they don't know what's best for you. All right? No one knows what's best for you except for you. Okay, so we're okay, I got to fix the face. And that's wrong. And really, we're running into the risk of an overworked piece of work, but that's all right. I'm treating this as a poster. Think of it as a poster, and so if it's a poster, then that's what it is. Hey guys, we're almost done with the program, and I want to just thank you all for being here. We had some fun. We learned more about painting, or at least I did, or I learned about my own painting process. Let's put it that way. One might want to try this themselves if you are an artist. Try to explain what the hell you're doing to 6 people on the internet. It's an interesting process, I gotta say, and I enjoy it. It gives me a lot of zest. Anyway, I like doing it, so I'm going to keep doing it, even if no one's watching. Okay, I'm just going to keep plugging away, guys. Really, what else can one do? And again, see, now we're in this like little the finesse part of the program. And again, this is, maybe that's the part I don't necessarily care for as much as the initial run through. I like the run through. I don't necessarily want to see the everything formulated and figured out. I think I like the I like that aspect. Okay, let me just fine tune the lettering, the red lettering, and I think we'll be kind of done. I think it's going to be just fine. Just give it a little more love. You know, sometimes you just need a little more love, as we all do. A little more love, but again, there is that fear. I guess it's embedded, this fear of, oh shoot, I'm gonna be overworking it. Oh no, I just overworked it. But don't fret, guys. Don't fret. It's okay to overwork something. You'd be surprised how some things that are overworked are not necessarily perceived as overworked, or they're accepted as fine as is, even though they are overworked. I encounter that quite a bit sometimes, particularly when I'm trying to make something. At least that's how I go about it, I guess, or I think about it. Think about it that way. Well, anyway, this is pretty much done. I'm gonna be signing off here in a few minutes. And with that, guys, thanks again for being here. We had a wonderful day here today, painting and talking to you all. And we'll see you again tomorrow on the program here at Let's Paint TV, 11 to 12 noon Pacific Standard Time. All right, guys, so we'll see you tomorrow. And that'll be it for us here today. Bye-bye, everybody. Oh, we still got another minute? Okay, another minute. Okay, 12 now. 12 noon. It's time to get moving, guys. See you tomorrow. Bye.